This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Ahaya Boadu TV na afi na Captain Smart akasa diafa small girl na oyi ni tina na wosu se okosi high school ntino yes o ntwantino na menim dia obia ye Captain Smart se ba tattoo ni sanoma na o se oba bia wa tattoo bia na adwon ofom ni pe bia kura wa tattoo na adwon ofom Kevin Taylor Captain Smart wo but o se ono ba be president ono be president wan hwa atwi kura brofo kura betwem ye betwa brofum nya fe na we chi so ye mfa hwe ma ye betwem India ni na wati India na wo doctor ni no o de India kasa ene ye dwuma brofo kura wan ten so kodu wa otimi ye wasa dwuma ho to wa bra mo moti a resh wo Ghana ha kura mwe na Ivan Kyei o say ono senipa no royal rasta kura o den ke mfa ho say ne natural hair ngwa den ke ye na mum so di bi be soso no ene na ya na ya ase no it is obi a natural hair no nkire se bia nipa no on benyin be panyimpa no nye discipline baby some ne de back and forth attorney general some ne OSP yes be no
that's it. There are no prophets anymore. Me wafa me so for usubempa we me den me wafa no say usubempa didi matem o kana dwen kire me a men so we be third person because me tiri usubempa o ye me usubempa ena usubempa so hum say no wafa ase ne me complete it is wo ba be fie na me wafa kana dwen kire me na we wadwen so obeso so a third person because wunya busuani. But I still maintain say if indeed there were prophets and there are prophets in this country here and can say so obitimi hunu no can pain what's in the pain obi ahu maame no kwa ye ukuyada ya wada na tim I fed me was aso for be post videos bi na penimu bi be wu
Atitiri ubewu.
Adentina owo banku na prophet e wo krom ha e na mo jefa adamu yakufa do de enye nko na mpe I don't want to talk about you guys. Me makasa sophobia obey mistake. To say ba ku bi no say sa kwa na o ka say be bom 239 2020 no ye say de ne ba de ka kukum ni pa no
Salifu amako.
We no catch him say Kwadwo enye nkom hye. Me papa na sem I love him. Look, I love him.
Nkom hye mu redrawer.
I respect that man. But tie, I had say ye de ni padwuma o ye de gina nchen, ye de ne personality so gina nchen. So for Salifu amako, he's one of the people I respect. And I love him. Onwan kasanim. And in the heat of this matter, bisano, na me de chiwo hospital. UGMC. Said the ask him. Because I love him as a person. But then come no chef me hono na ye bola. Me so jagu so say bra caution enye prophecy. Na me say better. Yen to awo fa den enu aye no so. Tititia. Men kan say ye ntimi nya komhyeni papa wo. But say mere ya ye wo mi die aye try and error tena nkrofo kwan e ba akwada bia ye say ye de na kwotena barbering shop am ye unity enti ade na ye wo krom ha no hu e borrowed modernity as a Ghana for ya ko free and bieye. And I've sat down and listened across TV, radio, online portals, and many other people. And I ask myself, hey, baby, are you doing it? If you are going to Wunshira, any asida, ena ono na oye ena, o wokunu smarte, what he has say, Kwadwo, ya baba nyame che we do time I say so secondary school enti medeni ko saloon barbering shop man akoyi ni ti ma meni ni agya no ate ase wo adwem e de akwada no so ya ka kire ma na te ase say ye ne do say ye ne do bible say di wagya ene wonani na ma wona aware enti sa akwada na te ase e ma ye de na kosi barbering shop say akwada ne pene so say on pene so oya abofra. And you do not expect my daughter, Nyameche, my son, Jojo, my daughter, Zoe, my son, Caleb, my son, Nanejri, Asada and Inshira, to say that is saying, I mean, yeah, who born dog? That will not be under my shed. It will never happen. Who told you that lie? That if I want my son, so Uncle Saloon go chanity. Now we want to social media say, well, me bana wa ko chanity na o sino, won ti ase. Wo ko saloon na barbering shops and ohun kwada nkete ye yum tia, wo mu tiam, wo mu su. Ebinum kura slow machine no. Say an ye na trumu agin hini wo krum ha. Anyway, normal. Hey, it is not normal. This is borrowed modernity. Mami owo ne bad ne ba kwatena saloon. Sam George Adaroma and the data ye futi okay kan kwasem. You have the effrontery to even question mami no de ne bato ne yem say opese ye twa ne baditi. Na wo yare, wo na odi akwada ne kwatena abrochire. Mami no twa ticket de ne ba kwatena abrochire no. Waside the Nebana Bagana, ask yourself. Date na mami sadi akwada ne Bagana. No, ask yourself. Akwada ne yede ne kwatena abrochire, sa na nkrofo ka meminim. Ti so mo boa me boa. Granted or otherwise. Yamfa akwada na kwatena abrochire, otegana ha. Mami na yi ni bottom sika koye ne ba de ti wa saloon. Anamwa. Pacho wo na wutu akwada ne ti no. Pemi na wa ye no, wo na wutu aka. What's in it? I wouldn't need it. On one why the batty. I don't say I could private school. And see, Mamma was a private school now, the Banacoeno. I could say. Because private school, young Siamba. Nyam, Asada, and Inshira, this a fiata go. Say, yeah, when was school, quite and near Tuka. That I no more say, hey, I'm in school needing, eh, near Drew. No na wa sika ye ne baniti no wasa fa ne ba no akosi salon se twa me baniti na wo te wo fie wa woda sa adwini kura ka bi na wo wani abresa de ntina ma me de ne ba na akosi salon na wo na otu akoda no lord fair de akosi salon. King of morning. I was even told say akoda ne kono she was sitting in the 2024 Lexus she had ne ko ne ko yiniti trot kura ya okunto kwan so nya bi afro.
He is the
data ye cheap into who can be
Smart is the king.
Akoda not Lexus ne ko yiniti sa na mate me ni wo
Captain Smart, the king of morning shows.
Na Ghana for ye ni abresa akoda ne ye yiniti. So that has become a topic. Meanwhile, ukromu kwa nye. Nyansa kan ukromu kwa. So ukromu school da inside the city. Ojai. Onu awa wo ne ba na. Mpacho akwada no sada wa ye pay me. Why the two esca no? Akwada no ye aduma. Wani. Now that little girl no. Aduma be na na oye. Ojai. No ye aduma be. Ojai. Ni maame ne papa na de won sika. Eto nku. Eye akwada niti. Maame ne papa na sese so de etire no ye betwa. Enti ko salon ye ntwa. Na wote wona obuafu. Men kwate a enkrofo se na etire yie no enye ne na be ma akwada ne beben. Okay. Aya wo ye Muslim a. Who call Bosca, Cobompa, Fampaboa Wuram, and then Yamibeti Umpabo. We are Bema, Kodra, and Cremofo Sordano. Now who could rush or anymore? I have a hail no. New, Fakuram, when or make sure any someone is what I was saying, wine. Bibini, Bibini and Nipo. Yea, we are Pentecost. Near, I address it to say, I will also for when Nakwa Jonah will read. Bako kompe Hey, hika baba. But who said Dick can be a wire macho? To say Dick Philip, the will be see when this one.
I will use.
Say, yeah, sorry, them what over Baba, yes, sir.
I will use.
Listen, I have said this and I want to repeat. Institutional restrictions and rules of engagement. It's got nothing to do with our borrowed modernity. Why are you so perturbed and so worried about that? And this has become an issue. And I hear PhD holders and professors and all other people so worried about it. You see, you know, and Ebema or Bebe, Matias. So we call law school, we are law student. I don't know, they are black and white. We are Bema, and I'm a Troy in response to somebody. We are Bema. I catch on say what they and yeah, black and white and a shirt black and a suit to black and all. And a Bema, my being a lawyer.
He is smart. He is unique. He is the best. Captain Smart is the king.
No, what is wrong with us as people?
Captain Smart.
And until the one you by heart, no. We are dying, basa, all because I say a 2 year baby actually. What's your seal? Won't tell you? Me ba. Nyamiche. So I be school. Me de be salon ye kanti.
Captain Smart, the king of morning shows.
Me ba bema. You be uti. Me baneo. Nessa we tattoo. Me proud.
He is smart. He is unique.
Because
he is the
let's just be anywhere ya tro ho kura nyame odo. Where Bentley. Ya tro ho say debi e be yeda. Pragia. Ne ya tro ho enso nyame ye. Nti we your banner to na wo draw ho a wagimi esa wo ti ase we anya ade bia ye kwato sabe bodani ne ho and I keep saying me penny me nya sika na me bia radio ni TV why tattoo wunya dwo so Dabi we wadin wa fam because research say 98% of nkrofom ye tattoo nyina no wo madwen conform that material moment a obeye tattoo no wadwen ye me banu na we tattoo me bua prawo we be ma se be banu a be tattoo bra me fie I don't know so we draw ho flowers I say we asase the pickers be wo so
hey na wa banie no ka sanse mi
and these are the things ya tena so wo mem ha ya hwe the normal so it is normal normality of borrowed modernity is craziness. Too much of rascal mentality brings a lot of madness. In any case, I could order TV so the whole fefe. I don't know. I am a bank, me pay. Me pay me no yen without jaka. I mean I didn't cut na saloon. The best disciplined university where any abaya no tira pese expose no discussion we nti na me pese ye show ni nanim keke me da se produce and show biom mafia university wo krom ha the most disciplined UPSA Mama nka some control what do you UPSA come mako investors in yensa wo krom ha me motu na aka ne din no bia nko fa sem ya mako investors 3 So I have a degree in communications and a degree in banking and finance. Maybe I wouldn't. Me, I am a center for investing in Kobe, but I want to Ghana for pay for shit. Let's make a chono. I have a degree in communications and a degree in banking and finance. Bang bang bang. And I have master's degree in security and intelligence gathering. No master's degree. I have my master's in security and intelligence gathering.
Hey, now what
school. So if I'm telling you, UPSA is the most disciplined university, I know what I'm talking about. We are Burma. fa obako UPSA say they have a dress code na ka chom say won shebi so bet transfer school ha
Peja won sa kosrum hade
na peja wa betri me manyini me friends ma ba school me sha puskeleke
gwen
me dey aba school enya UPSA
wani ojai
formality is rather normality
ojai
what did I mention I say first na sophobia so friend who doctor na yenka hwe
ojai
GT deben foi Ghana Tertiary Education Council said then sorry once I say so for no what paper doctor na free billboard no so
ojai
yes it say ebeja see ebeyi it's got nothing to do with akwala bebin and obebon
ojai
se sa na tie dia ene be ma bi oni oba bia wo bia ye ne yere
ojai
ane tie ye ho ade oni ne dara oni ne wo pepe sanka automatically sanka yo yere ka ye tete we ka na kwa me se ne yere mu bebire ka se wa wa se 4
wani I don't know
ka Godwin wo 4 but the fact say e be pie mu no ma wonya yere
bang 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 bang
ti ebusua tenase ti so odobroni ni esi nkonwa ye ho ade ti se de lumba kwa ye odobroni ho ade no
Captain Smart.
Enti so bi wa America no bi ware obi so Ghana ha Ghana nkrata mu no wo aye wa America wonya yere
Bang 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 bang. He is smart.
I didn't really hear this.
He is the best.
Me jitum enya atade a nipa be hye e na be che so obeben and obebon sa na tie dia aya wo ba ko school a mention atade because atade man nipa me nipa mo
na ment ya se na metu ho
ya de sanka kranka we Ghana first na rape ni e fe ni monato e ye tintin enkrafo ni mona mo kan sen mo nkran ade bia monasa ade bia ehunu uba Ghana ni dinu so ehu meda ewu die ju kunkum wanim kura na waka ba uba brofo kasema meda wona okro no hwe corruption ye fa du drum die ketasehye ene proye tintin ba wunya ba broni kasema corruption de
gwen bibini au.
That is why I support say me sanka menya ho ka brofo kura ye ntwam but let me tell you this one day I will become me diga na mampani a ye nka brofo bi mu
Bang bang bang.
me ko jira parliament a me nte brofo
Bang 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 bang.
me nka brofo bi mu me ko jira parliament as Ghana mampani a and I will come brofo here I said to wait to when wait
Profo guetrim.
when wait
Ekufu ade ba afofra no. Who is seen about
madam for ba kokko India hospital
ani ene.
ogodu ya no doctor na o he no on tembrofo
Gwen.
doctor no okay India kasa on tembrofo
Ani ate ho no.
ade a doctor ni mi na ne say why test why lab test
Wani.
the ohun na ne say ni na ya on ti da ho na papa yo na msa ya de na ko Ghana back the same yare na no de tikrom ha no wo we tebrofo the Pythagoras theory the sokromodum the sokromotwe the candidate the katukuruku sukutuku the putupuru kataprukutu katakate kwase abrofo sa ngiye kunu okọ ya ne de on tebrofo no Oma say no what no abrante na huri say tim mafia ya see ya be this prostate to say dentate
Wani.
eye wo kroma na ya chiwato na ya chaw sekan ya se koye MRI na yen test say upper part to lower say left to say right to na yen ko fa sample ya the sample no ba ma ni ya twa sekan say hye wa bra lugu ntugui wudi fruit no wo no na haban no prostate na be ko
Gwen. Bibini au. Au. Bibini ya ni.
ya twa na sekan wo krom ha twice prostate ya the brofwe twa na sekan okodu India sekan kura ye ntwa ne bi Yes, be the robotic then. Or say, Captain, yeah, the panic to have been a warm baby. At a deal, many by me hosono. Mesakwa test after 1 month. When in India 2 months, or yeah, test no. And then you say a PSA no, a call 3.1 pe. Meanwhile, you see and I'm 7 point here. What do I mean? The band that I call UK. Yadichi, Dagati, Frafra, Dagomba, Ewe, Fante, Echre Wade with UK University. Who do Dutchlander? Godry, me producer. Okwa Germany to say do fit choko, ebe sako mamubi. Wani. E tun ko du kromo ai beka to say di usuon mo kasa no answer. Gwen. Na yeti krom ha as a borrowed modernity. Adebia ye okroma be ade ye faulta India for country wo ne TV see na front for ah front na camera fo ko he UTV ko he Max pasia sam sa okroyim ojai so we are always borrowing modernity and we think it's a joke no ye no this is ours and why are we throwing away these things? It might not sound so good in your ears, but the reality of the matter is that if you still use key soap and the tradition goes on, my mother went to secondary school, the tradition will go on.
Bang, 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 bang.
Whether you think this tradition is bad or good, it is not up to you to decide because you are not the originator of that. Why? Say just say Boadu school. Yes, we can agree some of the teachers went extreme, but we could have managed and maybe had a way to sanction those teachers now when they went extreme. Nanka yetimiama say tia Boadu school no atna ho. Ya nye ene yifi ho. Ene akwada ketwa 12 years no boyfriend. But then times usro yenya yewu ye 80 ya ye be ye ma me ntuwe e to no ba di machi kura na me hu say agi na me papa ba na say trakade kan se kan gwen e trakade wani mensi arenta ma mensi me ma me papa wa ha mimpo me peja on sakos from here. Because today, when my dear many pay in che, me we are me ba many issues. When my dear many pa o uni che, and yet you because let me tell you this: when obi the 30 years, odi salad chair, so that is why I keep telling you. Say me and na abana mudie and a salad and a real fresh way. Ube wuntem. Me can't confront here. See me go to China. Bisobi awakwa China. Ghana how be odwarin social ye say onyare otiako. What Ghana say oh we dey ne ho odin o akwa we dey openso yinu. Nso yinu. Me dwarin so yinu. Menye. Because when the way am wo no me here so yinu because e wi am ma so na no patututu e be dware abaduma. Wo se me mo so yinu. What I holding, but so you me ya wiwura ye weather no eshi broni weather enu enti ori green raw ye ha kontomire no jenoa as ye twi gwen enu ne na ma woni pa nyini o nyini che he ade ma ni pa nyini che eye enna ene eja ene the voice of our parents. Emodu menchire mu nne time ni ho meba be kire wase because Bible say du na ne wajade wudi wo muni ne yeden listening to what they tell you, listening to what they say wutie waja ene wona na wadi so no ene ma wuni che brief quotation part of Bible ni ade bia etie ene papa na odi so no eche aware bia oba ne tie ni kunu no aware no eche brief quotation we ya petre ya brief quotation but our Bible ni what akro no na ye fa no nto nchen My sending documents, the Auditor General's report. Because I'm a Auditor General's report here. But there's something I want to say about the Auditor General's report. It's a forensic thing about your friend saying, national service.
When?
And me wa fie so na me te the discussion about the office of the special prosecutor and the attorney general. And I was so mad. Say, I say, Ghana no ye nima dia ye pe. Woni ma dia here ye pa okruma no. Ye ntimi discussing niam a ehia ye o. And some amfaso ni so no na ye di akire.
Bibini au. Au.
O man him dem pa ye here ekwan. Dem pa de here ensuo. Dem pa de here enkane e begyina so. Dem pa de here school papa. Dem pa de here hospital. Dem pa de here Bible. Sa niam ansia we ye jato ho.
Razi.
Yet what's on the heat back of the trim or say OSP? A heat. Can say heat.
As they say in pidgin, levels don't change.
And if you look at it carefully, I ask myself, say, a day na nanado. Kofa sa de nsa de brey. But no problem, Abba. In fact, so many was so. Office of the special prosecutor. No. Obi nkancha me mfaso pa. I was so.
Mayana manye.
Yes, say office of the special prosecutor no. Or investigate specific allegations of corruption and corruption-related offences involving public officers and persons who have been entrusted with prominent public functions as well as private sector actors. Pacho, yes, say on Shishim, one dream didn't get us a channel for a can adokro woman, who are being a dream, and one more unconquered room. Pacho, don't was send with me investigate.
As someone here and someone here.
Yeah, I am one Quran said. Look at the structure of the office of the special prosecutor. At 959, I did it by 2017. Yes, say one. Yes, say we need special prosecutor.
When?
Special prosecutor no or where?
Mayana manye.
You can be a special prosecutor or where?
As someone here and someone here.
You can be a special. It just say Juma ye dia shedding sano. Wetimia ye. Wayen ye. Ema nesipi. Ema mafaja tum say we die. Waya de ni ye pa. Ba nipa na onya ye hwe no. Your friend is special.
Ema penino. Ma penino ankasa wa ho. Uka bibi sesi.
How do you call Bema, sabi owo ba on hwe no bema na.
When? Bibini.
I mean how?
Bibini ye ni.
Bema on hwe ba. Bema on hwe ba. Your friend bema na.
Ojai.
Yey. Friend bema na. It's a nipa no be kwa kotra OSP so so ye pani no. Ye bi kan the special na to no. But I be as our office no special investigation be no mutimi aye
Bibini au.
so mutimi ye mpa ekowie saying me I have said it and I will repeat. Office of the special prosecutor is one of the most useless ever created office in Africa.
Bang bang bang.
And it needs to be scrapped.
Bang bang bang.
So what's this? The governing board structure no is a special prosecutor and deputy special prosecutor.
When? Razi.
Emrana didn't buy and say, SSA audit service, near member.
When?
Auditor General, I'm going to investigate dada. So why don't we task the Auditor General to investigate whatever that we need him to audit?
Ojai.
Yes, see, Bakunko Kaho. Yeah, say Ghana Police Service. Sunko Kaho. Na yemfa yokoni enkoka ho financial intelligence for no yemfa omonkoka ho strategy enkoka ho na yempa female representative omokoye dey omokoye dey so what should they do a duplication of mandate revocation of mandate. But winning. Ye din ye hwa Akufo-Addo. Be him say party no be bibi o. But nti me person me be say attorney general. Embre bi enwe betimi age former president Lefi Akufo-Addo nsem.
Say the name akwade na be ka cho.
E ma peni no.
Achu o. Ana sorry.
Emra emrofo.
Mr. Achu, bibi enwe ye betimi aya even the former president title na da Akufo-Addo so betimi age fini nsem.
Profo guetim Akufo-Addo ba.
Em ye o. Producer. Gwade wo. Produ. Wo hwehwe nkrata ne mu mame say ebenya law bia emre bia ebetimi age sa title do kura efia pe padi no be di president won wase bibia mo no ani ti kwankura wase no ono ani ti ne head the structure of his head kura wase no what any po be di president wase ono ani ti wase ono ani ho na yire ho fe me mame no still Rebecca ya me mame and I respect her.
What is your name?
So emina Rebecca ho fefefe Akufo-Addo amemu funti Rebecca do baby kura na yebo ndi enkrofo nsore mo nsem ma no teni ye Akufo-Addo suban fun tantan odi be di president nti say wunya bo chebi no bia ye ma hye no nipa ba Akufo be di president wunya bo chebi na enkrofo say enkrofo na eba no
Sorry.
You were fine people watch me. You were Crawford. Sabia Bruce Sabia Nyado. Where you need papa. I watch me. Now she says, "Oh, watch me." Akufo-Addo.
Sorry, you lost.
Nipa ba ko be the president. Wunyaka achem na samaba na the mafia so.
Sorry, you lost.
Nipa ba ko pe. Nipa ba ko pe. President Odiye. Wasay ono ano ho wasay ne yere wasay ne krom wasay ne tribe so ya chimni enti wo ba chim na obi aye ma hye no
sorry you lost
any baba ko be the president ono an vice president ba umia wasay no wasay ba umia wasay chim fo wi asa akwasa esrem wo say ba umia amena abronya ko gina ba bi na campaign kura amba ba umia ni aka jo sa fa fi ho kan ba umia ba be de jakere de Japan wasay no wo dia no to nchen a emra na ono ase oye no ya ne kura no ba be say Ghana mra se bibi o wa ye betimi age former president title ne fini nsem pa cho me enko hwe ne engine fini nsem
sorry you lost the elections
ne engine fini nsem sa president ne kura so former no so no kaya the former MP kura nkaye former assemblyman, former unit committee member, and any president in Frio.
Nanabuachi to remove the third.
Or the OSP bar and of Martinamidu. Do you know the political strategy behind the appointment of Martinamidu? Or NDC? Chesi NDC for USK. Yes, NDC for Abokrono.
Today.
And Tisana Tedia. Yamfa Womuni Panquatnaho.
Today.
Because before elections, no Matanamidu ne Mahamane NDC, Woman Tamano, I am Waran Kakra, Namatanamidu Atro, MP Serge double salary, including the current education minister, say Haruna, and the others in Tino, they saw him Sakai, Akwanbe Jumama.
Today.
You don't hear man Sukosiho. Matanamidu Sukwatono who said, office, I have for there.
Today. You don't hear it. Italian
Adelaide today Matanamidu says so strong krata. And you know what? When we found Matanamidu, they left Daniel Domlevu. Dimachi, what you say? When we got Daniel Domlevu, sir, on Tinaho, now on audit it, and think that Domlevu audit we are. Now what Daniel Ma, your friend is saying, Matanamidu, now Matanamidu so pia in this phone call. And a dumb level, or your audit tobacco boom say bam.
Monko na kwadi yenkuno.
And Uncle say, hey, what is happening? With a moment time in Kakrani and Shadi. So, yeah, won't forward the mamma Tanamidu. Now, dumb level, Sansu, yeah, another audit, bam, or something. Hey, then people for say, hey,
Razi,
why have you touched Osaf Mafu, senior minister? Meanwhile, Ghana for Mutenio, not OSP or. Now, Office of the Special Prosecutor, name Wui. Never. And think at Dom level, cry investigate yourself, Mafu. Nasa Dom level wetting, young fan say wetting. Other the OSP in CHD. when see actually and you jan sa every phone was no na ye paadie ya ade by the source no anso enti yenyi won free ho na hwim What is that say? Our dom level so. Say dom level. I can't 2 years. No, this 60 years. Until only long leave. Don't call retirement.
Me that's me bre. Nyamin shop brother David Charles and camera. I love you all.
Dom level only long leave. No fan call retirement. To dom level kwadru office no. Me at the padlock foforo atoto the office mi.
Monko na kwadi yenkuno.
Afa dom level call ya. Ya kofa Professor Dia, when this 69. So now here audit service board chair. So 58. As a so qua. The chairman mum 69.
John 4 and I'm almost so.
Another koi. I feel almost at the court. Martin so. And a Martin I can't say Jumano. Mejato. I feel you see a pa brantia. Or no, Canada Japan describing the producer here. Canada Japan can send me about Sa office no. Who are be born raw because Canada Japan per president into be a presidential flag bearer candidate the and no asem yeah the take. You born raw.
John 4 and I'm almost so.
And a tam Obi kosi ho. Ya osa na si Ghana for kasafa me mame abnada pa. Yes, abnada pa.
Wani.
Un pena samo ncheme. Un dole ncheme. And then ya me program invite si ada pa obeba. Me to me badi on the nipa. Owo MPP aban ma odi kan bai. So ni ma me ga kire wo.
Bang bang bang. Bang.
Etu ni si ada pa ncheme. And so, OSP Kroya say, or the money counting machines are costing if you 13, Makumako 13. What can Sikasa ama Padis na kind of crowd for Mabra or Madeda? Now, officer to say, Office of the Special Prosecutor. What can someone to search Ghana for? Nephew on your Bank of Ghana. Nanso Mammy went to be Anchina. Ned Babena, oh yeah.
Can I get that? Can I get that?
Auditor General's report from 2017 basic 2024. Emudia hen. Yay. Office of the Special Prosecutor no, it was clandestinely created. Said that MPP be fear aban mu no. Nipa otia kodwa no so no, on frustrate aban bi obeba. Maybe chrom what you say. Office of the Special Prosecutor no denti akufa do ye na me kire wo no. O sheda ye de say betna ho. Na da MPP be fia because na akufa do nim so mbe bokro no. Ye did the 2016 no. Me ye nim ni timu adwen. Me ye do 2020 mu sakwa no. Adwen papa ni tirim. Sa na na bu no. Adwen papa ni tirim. Say no na busuafo na ye plan say ye be bo Ghana kro no. Enti said ye be ya ye bo kro no wie kura ye ntimi nye ye hwe no. Ye create Office of the Special Prosecutor. They were frustrating Attorney General from prosecuting our people. Asem ni nani.
2020.
Enti hwade o die for hold on. Enti hwade say ya me no ka say. Enipa wa bo man from pass it to. Ekeno frata moi.
Wani.
Obi a obedi finance minister say me wo offshore account. Ewo
bini au
offshore account. So because obi a wo hwehwa wo hu da.
Gwen.
So wo di ma me ka kire.
Wani.
Personal offshore accounts. When I was what being said then say log in and logging out. Our Hong Kong. Who she said it said then yes, Uncle Bien Cayman Islands. Near logging out. Who she said it said then sa account no secure woman. There be a ubiana 00. As you can afford the finance minister or converting also offshore account.
Cathedral no dey kwen bi as we besi.
from 2017 I can offer at a dear. Special prosecutor so buy Bessie and Shamsa office no da bend no more question. Keno Furiata. I didn't some more question Keno Furiata. Let me tell you, when you read Act 959 this special prosecutor Ebayena, yes, see, the mandate in the back on the say our preventive functions. The paper me numa facha me call the inside and kosa. Office of the Special Prosecutor no our preventive functions. Steps to prevent corruption across public and private sector. Office of the Special Prosecutor in the Juba pa say corruption na kura de omani mabo on sorry no nkosia no bam ansensi. Ewo enti yegu banks no na OSP owen
I shall protect the public purse.
Yegu bank na OSP no way. Yay MPP MPs 88 sorry here so one peck no for that because enema all you no say of mine no na OSP no way. Yay ECG ebo katwitwi die ewo 2019 na OSP no way.
What is your name?
Yay
Oh
na away
Jongfo
abobo ya maku 400 within 30 minutes our northern region na OSP wa hin abobo ya 400 30 minutes almost omuduru ho 30 minutes no na yetime tutu abobo ya ni nyina afiri ho ye busa minister say wutu so omode won atwa abobo ya maku 400 na ekọ ho at a time no mu nyina start abobo ya ni engine no at a time no mu nyina tufi ho at a time 30 minutes na abobo ya atumi aye Lexus overtaking abobo ya ayo watumi overtaking Lexus abobo ya ko speed esa Lexus oko 120 kilometers per hour ho na abobo ya na sign Lexus no enti Lexus no so ongusa abobo ya ni sound mo hwim abobo ya sign Lexus and V8 ho na OSP no way
yantia 491 yantia
professor na no okay galamsi asam no your friend say papa ya no ye best heart surgeon Professor Frimpong Boating okay galamsi asam say excavator be 480 ayira now OSP wa hi when you enter OSP by ya mfana mbasa on prosecute obia sa office na kufa do create say ada ombe fi aban mu no won kase obunim samfo ombedi na wa frustrate aban foforo obeba tell be you to prosecute obia it is a OSP person ochi keno forata pam Ghana for radio ono ani MPs enye MP1 nye 2 nye 10 nye 20 nye 30 nye 40 nye 50 nye 60 nye 70 nye 75 88 MPs are sorry say akwane say o man no obi aba bobi 77 billion Bobby said bonds in Kwa raising $11.3 billion. $11.3 billion. Now there was Yaka. How? Yaka so and echo. OSP person chicken for that and think I who told you? Next point. Yatua Berry Nana do a lose election. Baumia Lusu, MPP Lusu. Keno frata de nam kroma ha abaina obeba ye besweni in no chief of staff say friend say Ghana chief of staff say
I don't know
Julius Debra issue statement say wubia winim say yapo udin our corruption related matter bia mu no OSP o make sure say sa nipa no ntu kwan meboa and then Keno frata still on the diplomatic passport to kwan
Bibini Bibini and Nipo Bibini
yeah two abanu ye no Keno frata ko hospital US wonim say Ghana na etuaka
ya bosom no bedi wechi
ana wonim
ya bosom no bedi wechi
Say in the diplomatic passport only chrome ha. Now attend that in. At the time now can offer the diplomatic passport to two coin or two coin in the name of Ghana. So as a stance, which means the diplomatic passport to the and one or the name.
Bibini, oh, Bibini.
Mami Chabuna Tiasie. I buy issue statement say who a diplomatic passport Fabra. But me, kwa just smart fan say mini diplomatic passport me they can't. Fancy me with diplomatic passport. And I'm a passport no two coin in the name of Ghana. Me, I'm an official trip. Intisa Emrano and Cheme. And Ken or two coin in his capacity as the finance minister of Ghana. Or the diplomatic passport in the court. In any case, OSP, so person chicken for yata. Sanko becheno. Shakukwasa, oh yeah. Eban sena MPP phone kwan na omudidi OSP ata. Me, I sat here and defended him.
Nobody wechi.
Me betra have defended Office of the Special Prosecutor. Meanwhile, now Paul Admochiri, Odinatem, Mebwa. Anamurafi. And then Paul Admochiri can't the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Onukra or Bokisi Jabindi, and the did attempts on a small boy, but on Mebwa. And a Canadian Japan, so on MPP, do you know? Or catch a Ghana for such Shakisi Jabin, can some. Why is that not MPP phone one and not Jabiatem? The reason was that they had then come to understand, say, that office was not created to fight for Ghana, but it was a barrier to protect certain individuals.
Science and systems.
Oh, Hannah, Wabetro statement. Yeah, can Fiata red alert. Oh, no, get it. When answer number Akufadu, me catch you say National Service for Forensic Audit, but I'm a producer, and I'm Baba Akufadu di woman. And I'm Sambo to me say, Chroma Piety, yeah, BB and former president, no Kwamfi Akufadu sem. When now you're stripping off every title, even honorable Akufadu no kwano MP no Mr. Kwad. Yenji fi papa nsem. Now and serve as a deterrent. To Nkrofo what person will be president. Wase ono ani di. Kena ono ani ti kwankura wase no. Wase ni yiridin, wase chebi, wase achimfodi, wase MPP party no, Akufado nko abedi president. From the very first day Akufado, a flag bearer of MPP pair, na party started say pen and Alan Chamatin, efa kwan no koye, and no dikemu so, any guy no kuma se fese Jatabamo, ete wobo no mkote party fufro. Oh, Sabo once or by no be pam Kwabene Japan. Akufado Kuroya by pa no be pam Paul Afoku or by and no be pam one more time a G Blankson or pam there be G Blankson Sammy Crab Papa Koto Sammy Crab Papa Koto campaign or Papa Sammy Crab if he party him no apam we free party him no apam we free party him from very first day obedi flag bearer pair no started so say MPP ade bi Akufado betunye wase am no an fie kura wase no
campaign atosio
ade bi obetunye bia ono ade bi obetunye bia wase no why na be president Okroma na busuani aka kwantum Transit the big transit dinner asoma America no wi dimachi wasai bibia mo no na busuafo kura wasai won abrabo Kufuor be president ni busuani bia no na ba mo nya stroke say asante be dey to the stroke dam bini wasai na busuafo ina abrabo ene asante be dey to na makuta pama yemfo bi yare ensre no ba ne wo fa suba ntia
Boadu ka unsu ye ure ubusia
itu e metime nya stroke because me nipa manu betimi atrew because me nipa eno ensashi
Boadu ka unsu ye ure ubusia munkwa mu bedi
why na bedi kwa me nkuma di president de busu ni ofia akonya so onu kwa yekun no wenya yade yankotena fie Rollins bedi ye Kufuor by, Mills by, Mahama Bako Wasaba. Akufado nko abedi president. Why na you executive secretary to the president of this stroke akotena fi? Ade Akufado.
Boadu ta unsu ye ure ubusia.
Ade bia sa kwa no ho. Me wotumi bia ka meje former president no kwafin se bi do nyame. Wasɛn bibi asɛ ɔno ana busuafo. Mercedes Benz osako fie kura wasɛ no.
Adan.
Why na be the president man busuani aka kwantum. Finance minister by the film ra Kwame Nkrumah te Ghana.
Ghana for
na be asesa man aka kwantum. Rollins finance minister dey say kojo Dabi bibi botwe oh if I say Rollins finance minister something botwe kwesi botwe who say okoka kwantum ye friend say Kwame Pepra who say okoka kwantum Victor Salome obey deputy finance minister who talk akwantum otra krom ha me ye pe kwoti kwan bi de ne faso de ne tum kwoti kwan
akosie semwo se me yakwa kwanti o na ne
okoye Mills bae and ofa Dr. Kwabena for Dr. Kwabena for tra krom ha makufa do gu ne bank meanwhile na do bo Kwabena for besia opa Brian Tunchi na me ntiro mu o te ne bank besia osaje ono aso personal besia me na meka Akufado personally or the Kwabena Foka. Ontuai.
Ghana for Muso.
Say to them about JB Besiam Intuai. Ontuai.
I am Munti and Mahama MC.
Former MPR. MP before the $5 million to call the constituency. Eman Lusuye. Honorable Apia Kubi. Mamen Kitahana Menkasam Tro. Akufado. MP before primary so. Nipa na o didn't call contest here no. Almost said $2 million for constituency. Say Enfanto Abanintiano. Wamu ye de na ne yerane ye wenu na Mexicofoɔ na ɔtwɛn ɔse wate sa makase Apia Kubi awene but minsansi su bio mansa se osiso wani kadmium me twɛn ansa Kufuor koda because Apia Kubi time na Rollins winning second term no wani ye to abansa 1996 yeah 1996 7th January 1997 Mercedes Benz na J Kufuor tena mo de call Rollins swearing in no na ya Apia Kubi dia wani na Kufuor titi krom ha didi Apia Kubi atam say obeye yie daban Apia Kubi to barakuda na sikadi bia ni bi wo krom ha Apia Kubi to barakuda
to da
to Mercedes Benz na sikafo wo krom ha no bia ni bi
to da
Apia Kubi who said who ye no koto bulletproof
told her
and na be can pay Akufado be the president sika kra yentimi anya bia fa koto bulletproof man Apia Kubi dey no kwesere e be si no fa koy Akufado ye na fa ko na eche
told her
who bodyguard bebre fa Apia Kubi bulletproof no command
told her
na che do
Shamaki Israel Yehowa
when you na echi no ordinary si Apia Kubi ho or person say Apia Kubi life
told her
Oko Apia Kubi fia he I'm trying Mercedes Benz every year be obi Unu ma me catch no papa na friend honorable and the Apia Kubi no onye nipa fun
ahenu Yehowa Eckhart
so yeah Akufado say ya say wuntumi dagati ni wuntumi
told her
o say wuntumi wie ye no eni po twetwaje wuntumi Apia Kubi mpato mboa
menya Ghana ni bio Ghana for Muso yo Ghana
na wuntumi we se nyame tua wo ka wo ho nyame otua wo ka osoja wo to obom saa na watatui wadi no sem frama na ejira wo yem to na ehye wo to na ehye
I don't know
na wo ai wuntumi wo di mirikani Akufado aye kanana and I'm person mutu Apia Kubi must $5 million akogu constituency nim sponsor independent candidate and now want to me on your case MPP lawyer be as you defend no cause we win him say ade no waye Lawyers bebrebe one new patriotic party mu obia say ontimi ndi wontumi achi apia kubi de kwato de ne bodwe yenya nkyere de onfa ne hundi apia kubi na ne o defend na wo bedam apia kubi onko han books were heavy on defend no wo be ko jail who born dog wo bedam who born dog na yet your man ayana obi say na asem na twam mu ntwen yen hwe de wo yanim hey who told you that lie no who told you that lie if you do not know where you are coming from you can never tell where you are going Ebushe and then National Service Secretariat forensic audit na aba me nkemu asem nkyere wo ba producer de beto work keke no we hu hwe so bad and me bu sabe ho say I dey we no office of the special prosecutor no no dey control ho krata to there me nua na me ne wo multimedia your friend saying the investigation fourth estate abrante your friend saying Manasa Azure etro ho asem ba ko yesu yetra ha ka bi me am ti yai and am forward bibia investigation bi am ye ho bia kratani na ma process be na bisa no fake names fake identity numbers and whatever nyina no me na me forward ma honorable SSB cause SSB na me na tikumase oye KM boss obe deputy regional minister no sanso ye minu answer true and on paint me see o paint abi painting me dan ni na me ho na me toy wan fa ncha bi man free me toy na ho na me toy wani enti minim no and na minim say onu de say de minim no nye sa no sense betie cause minim na KM boss minim as deputy Ashanti regional minister minim as a journalist or says ben tesa enti me tin sam no hu nsam na no no come say there be wofa say or say send the mommy and I see you me send ni na amount and me am send the man no and no friend me say Captain when adewe I don't know the best papa be shama adewe when the best pa told na dem fa diagro eti na me de minim say me bra pani no enye sa no te but the investigation na ba ye no told ala kubalu ade na di obiara nsemu ala kubalu sa wo kind document na producer fato soro adu na office of the special prosecutor no ni kuro him no awu na and that technical and forensic audit report of the Auditor General on the CSMP and metric app of the National Service Authority. Kosoro. Sabra from say no krana I anti-BC and I end dead brafom producer for brafom. When say the band sana ekunu shade producer san kosoro kakra bi because machina there be kosoro mo kosoro kakra ko mo mi pia mi hima fa me mi code dem ko National Service Secretariat nkoa sika tio Auditor General we enyo presenter bia na ebo ni trimu kan enya obia o eye Auditor General na ahwehwem I don't know and okay it you say the audit revealed weak internal controls comma deliberate bypasses. Deliberate bypasses, and say, my bomb trimupo, mashada, willfully, woefully, my geno home, and a magia to say, I dear way, may they bogana chrono to me the fan chain, deliberate bypasses, and unsupported transactions. Unsupported transaction, I say, I didn't know, many JB to us, Adam say JB, also million. Oba adwum ha yi me no wa na ekoba na gbangban fit akura de beka ye ho won say dem sini wotie wo fie ha yi no eni kwa so obi ate me no ntem asem wudi u birthday kura hwe hwade a me trofa ho e de to Facebook debi said the ade itie no wo ho wo na sesi a wo ye pani wa ha na me pebe 2 billion Ghana bi di ayade oh jebi so nyawotre
bang
ko traffic chocho names bra na machro na machro na dey about say okay so say na che achotro na dey abande ade we no transaction we no ye na ye sika no ya chedi enti ye fa evidence bia document bia and support krata bia na so
bibi ni ye nipa
police asafato obi na he sika na me bebodi no sika na National Service Secretariat Ometimi atna asasi so pa abom se dew eye 2,448,202,404 Ghana cedis.
When you are pronouncing
Sika Ometimi atna ho ase da wia ache die 2,448,202,404.
When you are pronouncing such figures in billions, and I want to remind you that I didn't even know how to translate them into
Professor
economy. That I didn't even know how to
translate them. Bomodiana ko enim kakra bi na we page ben kura ni. Wo de ko page 14 ana. Wo de ko yifiri so na de bra. Hwe. Wo hwa am say payment to national service personnel without biometric and monthly validation. Ko ko de bi ko soro ko oyiwaye adebi e ba la ko oyiwaye aha bra from kakra oyiwaye bambala ono da hon me na ne fanso kachem na yebesi ayu na so na wukunu wa ada ne kitani duom na twetwa oda wa him wukun wada na itam so ni duom na wala twetwa wala wa him ho na oda na twetwa wa so roze ko na oroko na wala na oze bowo
bini au
mo da bo ya na mo sere
ye nipa o
what twetwa no wazere ko ho na no wazere wo Ghana e fa so nyame fa okranse ye ye be obi ana na nyame fa okranse ye wate mafio yes, payment to national service personnel without biometric and monthly validation. National service for catch and say that time Attorney General they can for attack catch and say answer the better national service in Ibiaka e Ghana hano age yetimi hwehwem na validate busumi bia na answer no beji waketua no age ehun so national service ni ampa yes say na samre ni nyina no omo di e-switch na tuaka
wani
Sena ye lie. Womo the Ghana sika 982,520.38. Ena womo che saska we womo che because the pay man ye nim no. Number 2, irregular deductions not accounted for. Yes, national service for no. And then Paris ni complain no. Ni yatiti sika no so. Yatiti sika. Captain yatiti. Yatiti national service for sika. No mo hu baby o mo di sika ne kwato yen kwa 28,537,647. how irregular payments to former Director General.
When you are pronouncing
document where Auditor General document and then document. And a chromaso present a BN what Auditor General document as a chairman. Me review our young Mechakru. Yes, see, Honorable SB entry or say, or one Yamaniska, irregular payments. Oh, near Maniska. Oh, near Chanica. Oh, budget. Oh, near Cheska Biamano. Yeah, Cheska Manasa, irregular payment to one as a person. I don't know Quano. Sika Kodio says Beho. 820 billion maku 820. Let me tell you this. Come on, look at me carefully. Producer, man, we are now there. Mami can't say we in Ghana for me. I don't have a permanent friend. I have a permanent interest. So what do you also want done for me? I care. Say battle on my Ghana. Wa my brabum. Met me a permanent friend and family. But a bano say on my yetimi Ghana sema. I don't have a permanent friend. I have a permanent interest. Honorable SSB, you must respond to this. Because we a meda.
The king of morning shows.
Adewe a woody. Say wo payments. Ya sisa sasika we na the amount 8.2 million Ghana cedis. And say Auditor General publish it Adewe ya wunim said that here. Yeah, my copy, and I will respond it. As Auditor General publish it. In the answer, Auditor General the document we have about Bontin, not just one case what you have to. Auditor General report in my Bontin by heart.
Captain Smart, the king of morning shows.
What Auditor General bet trouble written notice. Now I respond it. It's a one response out of the banner, so Obesan the account. It's who go into details, sir. Who response? Honorable says, why?
He is smart. He is unique.
Why?
He is the best.
Why?
Captain Smart is the king.
Why? Why? I mean, why?
Captain Smart.
Let's say I know them in a sense.
I don't take so. I don't take far. Really? I don't take so far.
He is smart. He is the best.
Who feels says payments to national service personnel not found in CSMP database. National service for you two amukamu de omudino eni hokra. Yashishom baby. First one there, omudi wo ho ba omo ye ghost. But when the yashishom a ye hu omo kra. And also 7.5 million Ghana cedis. Memory into me contem. Till unverified payments to volunteers assigned to user agencies.
Shamaki Shrai Yehovah.
NSA offices and projects. Unverified payments. And require 40.1 million Ghana cedis. Adiano, SSM, every year, how many months? Other than national service in Kwamutua 13 and 14 months. Media general, aha me way. Bosu swan, afi swan ye tua kam you know. December bia me ba fia 2021. 2022 December you tua me kam you know. The 13th month. based on profits. Based on a juma kodwe smart. Maye. Eti a juma na me ba hana maye no from 2021 no. E do 2022 December. Media general penny phone say no. Onuya fo aye juma. Ti e be me 13th month. Ye gi 13th month na am say kai soccer. Ye be sapiam 2023 and ye saka wom. Yey. 2023 and ye pia kwa mu ye pa. Wani. Fe me hwe na mo nkoko sardine anwa ene mum de menje me de da. Na ya che. He? Ne asa pia gum 2024 Allahu akbar bismillahir rahmanir rahim anshadu wallah. Wo mutu akatuanim ene o musanso ma ye 13th month Sunday war so based on performance and the profit. Yes, say every year be a national service ho. You tuabru 12 months. Afibia ye bosumi du mienu. National service there. Omo 13th month, 14, 15, 16.
Bini au. Au.
80 medofo pa marita ti hei. Nanka de wa fo tua ne kai se o. Wo ho afedodo. Captain be wa. Enti wo de said the agro ne tie nti wunti no Yakopon about 12 months no ya de bia ka ho wunti ya ye every year bia na ya 16 months ha enti me me January February March April May June July August September October November December nti 13 months no mo friend say kokumba tomo kokumba omo jekumba omo fekumba ano mo jukumba international service for nko wo jekumba omo fekumba omo jukumba omo nanumba omo sapele omo fantimba asantimba enkremba really police afatu adam yana msaro nko wani am ko pia me hunu mi ye ye tikroyim ena da ho we anu a ye say irregular payments to national service personnel payments exceeding 30 months ena maka kire no exceeding no exceeding 13 internet say 20 kura wo
Ghana for
into omo supumba
wachino
seximba
wachino
trumumba
wachino
nofumba
wachino
atopamba
wachino wachibraye
hey national service when we have say unsupported payment to the NSP vendors marketplace there national service vendors amodum
I don't take shot.
One kwanu sika ye hwe dia ma mo 301,935,899 Ghana cedis. 301 million Ghana cedis.
He is smart.
Afei banking transactions not accounted for. Sikane yemfanko bank yenko yibra yemfanko bank yenko yimra ye de ko yenim be de ko toye yakoyi aba yenim nipa ye de ma no eno ko ye 55 million Ghana cedis.
Yes, incredible.
What can you now bomu a we are talking about producer me that's it.
Yes, incredible.
What can you now bomu a the total amount of money a Ghana LUC 2 billion 448 million 202,404.46 Ghana cedis. One state institution.
Cathedral no de kwen bia so ebesi. Kwen bia so ebesi.
You see? But me fan kwatu me calculator no so. Not the best finance minister Daurumenti. No. And no dollar na samba from you. No. Kwana dollar ni go. Dollar no. Divided by 10. Eh? And it's all for 17 na me ko times you.
Captain Smart.
There be
morning shows.
There be so. What am I for 10 9
Manu asima see.
Oh, yeah, na play studio ha be cry confused. You be 17, you be 10, you be 11. This is what I am saying, sir. SSC a pem rebini a J former president title Nifi Akufo-Addo. So we need to strip him of that title. So when you need to obey Yarami the Ghana skasa kwasani yare. Now office of the special prosecutor no esiho. So yes onimo na. I mean family cold in coffee. Ebusa foi. Hwe papa so pa wo maso. Enye ne boni o. Mete sama kwan. Enye boni bia o. Wunti o, wo wuntia. Sese ya me no kase gomua from Apam Junction. Etwem gomua shemba fa enyamie gomua kumasi gomua bokoro gomua de hin takwa bankasim ni ogwa etwem wo ho e de abesia akwa komozano hwe kwan fun ayenam so hwe kwan pa ayenam so but ska we shankrofo to
bibini au bibini
wa hospital aya woko
bibini au
hwe hospital aya woko Babe me de attention na we na me hwehwe no investigation we mu no emu da ho enye prekotum no de ebetom a ye be hetew and national security in some yam fan court ye ka national security office e se ye chewa na ya grepo wo ha international security in some mo de kokko court no bi a obi bufu a ensem ani kwan se ba abonten no na retam
ojai
ni ye this waji yen wan ye ne ye hwehwe
o kan e fa na fa
and a Christopher ye wo Ghana hanom se ye ne mbie samre ya ye wo munya me wonwa da ye ni bebie odo first na ye ni asofo a nwesu ade kwa akiri eti honhom ne kan dipa na no na ya fa no but ene mia menua Boadu Nyamiche. He's a professor.
Oh, okay.
Boadu Nyamiche is smart. He's intelligent. He's a super guy. Opa software we very sharp, smart, intelligent. Boadu Nyamiche, if he's not number one, he will be second to none. He's a professor. It is a Boadu Nyamiche so no weni mbia. Excuse my French. Excuse my French. Like I said, no, I say, your mom got to Munsu Kura, you're their chow. Because look at Boadu Nyamiche, he's a professor. Share, yeah, Papa means all tabil. Before and cratch for the kind Bible betch the mono. Not means all tabil, turn a boissy, et me de board, marker, cajon, ewa sorry them, extra sadie, Nyamesum Christo, sum papa, et here. It is all ICGC. Boadu Nyamiche make us chapel moi. Who ICGC? Now what do you need Juma? Bra, I'm being honest. What do you need Juma biom no wu? What do you not to China? Palace
Paris. Ajinasari.
Ajinasari, the dome. Paris Chapel. Any young papa war Sam Kwanchan, sorry. Who was our sorry? Who many are software when betting at what Nasi? Now, what Bible? No, I can't answer. No, I can't dear. No, I show us shot dear number one besias. It is our call. Sounds sorry way. Not still a watching in your Juma. I am one. So the shepherd was in here. Oh, yes, I'm coming. I'm doing so. What do you need? Because who Pentecost pana sa wo da chin wo mpai baase a da kire se sebio nyaado wadwen wo fam. Because to be bien chain nyame be yama ho. Na we free one odi ha, na we free na odi ha, na we free na odi ha, na we free na odi ha, na we free odi ha. Woda no Yesu obolo Yesu moja. Adini nyadwuma. And when baby a ye dura say oman as I say yetimi tena se na yete ye ho asese. Nyame on be ye hwe ma ye mbiom. Yes. Mafia, God is not coming to do anything for us ever again on earth. Because one, yes, you can say it is finished. And not change. Oh, yes, so catch us or the yepe amaye. Why not quote about John Mama?
Me no.
Me am koto ye. Una koto ye. But so about for never to Abama John Mama.
Okay.
2016. Na me ni abri a me kike ma Akufo-Addo no. Mbacho Nyankopon na som dae. That was my choice. Enti Bible ni nyina kosi asewie ye no. As Yesu ti wona if Bible no kan se me Yesu wo ho no kan se me say search the scriptures. You hear say Bible ye wo ho se si aye no is the scripture. It's a lie. When Jesus said search the scriptures, there was no Genesis. No, there was no Matthew. There was no John. There was no Luke. There was no 1 Timothy. There was no 2 Timothy. Jesus died and ascended to heaven before the New Testament came. So when Jesus said, search the scriptures, na Yesu kadai. Na mu nim se watchro say. Now, which one was Jesus referring to? Which one? He was referring to Genesis to Malachi. Finito. Asa. Paul Cracker said, my gospel. Paul referred to a certain portion of his writings as mine. It means that Peter did not tell him anything. John did not tell him anything. Nobody told him anything. He did not read it from anywhere. It is his perception, his understanding, his focus, his mission, his vision, his perception about it. It is a way a Christian in our Ghana. Now we try to suffer be bomb payansa. What do you juma wa and you're number one. And now me can say ko do di atem mindi watem. Number two, say we try say obi be hye wonkom and say when hunu nyansa say ese say wo kodwam ntem eni kwan say okobnada no pampai bo. Na ebe bo 11 as wa kodwam wa bra nkrofa be di dwawi a wagimi. So what we need to do, and it's we need to understand God. Yentinya me ase. And yama asofo no dey business. Ebi no kwhwe CNN. No wa be share Palestine Israel nkom. Ebi no kwhwe ABC. No wa be catch the Donald Trump person here in the next 2 years. Because who need sika wo dey kwato DSTV. No wa kwhwe CNN ni ABC. Won share that, won take that. Well, phone no cry yam. And to say ya na odi mirika na odi akiri. Ya dru ba bia se ni party ase se. Se ya to se Togo be tutu to Ghana. Ghana be retaliate. Enye nkom hye. Me to se ya no be ma bia bo ewura studio ha. No o se be papa afia tago asum. Na me se menya code nti me hwade so ombo afia. We enye nkom hye. Me hu osunsun wi asese nyame be hyirawo enye nkom hye. Me hwe sunsun wi asese say wo be di yie pa. That is why I say that ye a Christopher no yente ye ho asese ye nhira eni obi anum.
Aggressive person, and the way I see education may be a bit different from how obi nsubehuno. And I understand how call various schools schools know what the rules, regulations, and then as for I regulated the conduct of people how ya first why name and then as for them. But you see, we live in an evolving society. Society are changing. Now no me call Facebook and I try to be said. So we design your school system now. We are so much we have become so much fixated on grades. like A or F. The winner instead of looking at shaping moral character of individuals, you training them to become versatile, equipping them with skills. Because I know that the young school, whether you had F or somebody had A, you are going to face the same life. Life no call kototomonto e misa the grade the winner you. The storms, the circumstances of life, A or F. We all face it the same.
So now I can find the X or
exactly.
Life.
So we need to redesign education. Every year tool, every to equip young people with a certain skill set. We are saying that whether onya A or onya F, what we are school should be able to give that particular person that clear lines. How? Obetimi navigating the storms of life, because whoever you are, the storms of life are ahead of us. If you school, you are coming to face it on your own. The whole essence of education is to give you that particular kind of, your friend say, nimdia energy to be able to navigate. But I'm saying the focus isn't on until I know the day. So because school na say or fairly bad that person is regarded as failing in life. But that person ebia and trone sa additional na one, but that person ewo ade bia woni mu a ebia se school need to me boa no my on net yanke betimi aye. So that is why schools are so designed to identify innate potentials in individuals and help them to develop that potential to become abroad. They have some of the special schools. Akra ne bi or netna normal classrooms on any microphones here, they will not survive. So you identify the special skill of that particular Akrano. Now we design a whole education there, man, just to bring the best.
Those special child.
Yes, out of the person. So in that particular spirit, I make us say, when it comes to say you see, now you say, we know me, those things are near my, we don't even need to visit on it. For instance, when it comes to this natural hair, your first conversation as of what natural hair, where I stand, is a natural possession. Nipa no say onya ade anything to the hair na o decide say obe keep the natural hair keeping it neater. There is no need for a system I be design say chin akoyi wuti. But where you are going for those works and then as for these are foreign materials and as what attach it, I don't know, it's going to create whole lot of nyama in school. But when somebody decides say this is the natural hair, I want to keep it and then make sure say I keep it neat and then as for I am not sure say it is necessary for us to be forcing people say kucha with natural hair. I will not sit in the school. I be a teacher near. Ebi obaba kwa sa wig and different way about to school because those things are addition. I what they call body. But those who are maintaining natural hair, these are natural something, natural possession. If the person has decided not to cut it, I don't see the need. Say a bit me also. I know some foreigners. Abrofon cry or some of our schools. And they are not cutting their hair. Do you know in some way I say, oh, team in their son at your cutting ye.
But Abrofon Corano mean who more public schools.
Oh, so some are in public schools. Some are in public schools.
Okay.
You can private school money. It's not possible. So some are in government schools and they go there with the same hair. So media say instead of wasting time on the rules should be that those external things are added to it. Man for me and who here. You making sure say the parent decides or maintaining natural hair. And I am making way because when that Chimota issue came up, that was the same thing I was saying, sir. The gentleman has decided to keep the natural possession or add anything to it. That particular thing should not stop him from having access to education. And that was the Neymar to deny him access to Achimota because on catinity. Let's assume he said, Sadia no go through and deny na. Boy, no, one new fan you and did you see the grade? When your scholarship, he's studying in America, one of the prestigious universities, and you so Sadia deny na. Do you know what you can deny will Kroma say? So I think that the focus should be on the potential. Discipline is the one of the best to but you need to just know the anema person will achieve. Now what design a whole disciplinary rules. That is why society is not static. Society is evolving, changing, going around.
Going around. I think say be a review because as it stands now, no. Media minimum say public sector now. Primary, junior high, basic, senior high no. And only a compulsory. Won't me be it your natural hair. So even private schools look apart from escafoni schools no. Me buy a private school I won't me be being and to our natural hair.
Yes.
But government schools no from tetia ye nimu no obi obebe bia nse ne nipa no private school ya boni ti said there ya or SSR yetwa Yes, it's not allowed, say, any pan and natural and over the Congo and Wadiako. And then unim, Ivan, me matna boarding house da.
Okay.
As Oba,
okay.
Yeah, me walk a dormitory.
Okay.
Ye peer cry on say girls no, ye ni saloon.
Okay.
E was school ho.
Okay.
Yeah, Obia Bonitia, Obekwa ye washing. Obenu Obia den, and Bredia den, Ediamano. I just say wo pie. E de ko abonten.
Okay.
Enti bebe no wako ne house mistress. And now say ni penny bi ho madam bi ho no say me pia koye wash me kwa koye miti it be babaji eziat.
Okay, so I think that is a very good question. So it's a school yet missy school na yet me a sit dining hall wom e ba nkra kodidi.
Yes, salon kan.
Exactly. It's as simple as that. No. It's as simple as that. And me dey say me I am not talking about different hairstyle and as for like even pay me we are okay me I'm not even for that.
Yeah, me can say student no obebo conro because o tertiary no teacher training nursing training no wo no e ye conro no mo bo.
Okay.
This universities ni na e wo so na e magu wo mu teach.
Okay.
So but one no mo dey tertiary institutions no it's allowed.
Yeah.
If you no dey wo betimi but SS no public sector no it is not allowed.
So I think that like we said existing laws these are near in terms of discipline but I'm saying the way society is evolving and where we're going some of these laws are trivial they belong to stone age we need to review them and just create that kind of where young conco see a man for crime because there are people who are determined so about cutting school. I'm telling you
then you are not serious.
No you can't say he's not serious.
No, not.
You cannot say the person is not. For instance this Achimota guy for instance just say enka I'm fan court. I'm gonna need that particular opportunity. And not tell you say on serious. Do you know what society lose?
But only so private schools in so senior high schools, private schools in so okay. And what dear enya bind dear.
Yes.
So what bouti say we you are go person kwa and don't bear.
No, I Ghana ni Osachimota na obeko. And he our right to have access to is the reason why the court ruled say you cannot use idea to deny somebody access to school because access to school no a writer your friend saying expressly espoused in the law and obi obe make sure so taking some of these things up and I think that we need to review our law then one on
malicious brem na yem the next week malicious malicious brem about this where ye T-boy issues near the no brem ma
minia ba me da se eba se obi be boniti ana se obi e moniti wo ye schools no mu de schools no ye wo rules any regulations for wha ye de a govern school no wahu na sa rules and regulations no any this school no ne beliefs any ne culture den eba enti home no yenya policies ne den free enti se ohwa encourage exams wi na eba placement time bia no yenya issues wo ho anamboa obia pe school a obekọ wele me pe Achimota wele me pe Accra girls wele me pe friend is saying babia obi pe now se wo bisa de nti a enkra no pe sa schools na dodo na no bentumi hada enkyere o what you say be ne be kan say sa school no twa na uwura mu ankasa pa etwa na nkura no twa no nti a eye school no the culture na ewo ho no a obi free sa school mu pia yehu no ene ma no eye ofe e ma no ye wakono say wo so pese okọ sa school no what you say sa culture no so no is being guided by rules and regulations na say policies no enti no in a situations whereby ya set policies say ma ebia yenyieti ma yemfa de we ma school mu ho na say u break culture no enti the next time no sa de na your fair was school mu ho no enyo fe bi what you say enti no school bia no policy na ewo honom no ene ne ede uniformity no eden eba uniformity ne say there's a shared identity say ye kono ye nyina ye hye mpaboa black ye nyina no ye hye offensen atade ebia black and white and school no uniform no say na eden etie ye twa ye ti what you say enti sa de na ekoso wo sa school honom no and this uniformity eba emasa akra me ti sukuro ma ehu say school we ni akra me dey if you eba now as you say ye be yeti and as say ye ni yeti no sa police we no ho dada say if you say abedu ba bi a police no emwa dia then we need to go back to the drawing board but ye nya ense samra ne dey say o ko school na say o ti hu samra no be dey ubedi so ewo school mu no ye teach girls and boys ye chere girls and boys ya de ye chere men and women enti se wo ko school ho na se oye girl dia say oye de uyuti sane mra no chere se sia mra na ewo ho no de chere se oye girl dia say oye de uyuti se oye bema na se wa body self we say uyi ansa na wako. That is the policy. Send here bema dress code for students, you know. Science teachers now go to the honum no. Ben so be dress code. Send your person breaking cry no there no. Na yeti ma obi anya ne open say teacher ni go to say teacher ni or no so no wa breaking ni code of ethics na say conduct no. No so teacher ni no banana ye or natade. Why no rough but him no wa tutuma de baabi anase wan taki in na offer sandals bia no dia ba you see say wompe nti say be ya wo no so no like ye nyina be di nhihye so no teacher ni na odina wani ma o kire wade no ye omra ho de ma no wo su school ni omra e ho e de ma eni nti no obi ani ni de so na ne ohu no school ho nti a o pray ya to the point say nansen be be mu kura tua sika
computer placement who say asanto na
o bi ko tua 15,000
who say say asanto yi o natural and it said they ko be twa
how good
who say be ko Louisia be twa uti
enti pa na o free asanto aba ya ohu ya na oyo ofe no say na
onye ni ti
enti no me mesre say sabre we say ni de say when ya bre say o pese o ku school na school no bia na e wo Ghana high say no e wo mra enti no bombodin samra no be de ubedi ma yenkase wo nko a untimi ma menkasa asemi ye secondary school ye ko secondary school guy bi e de bosom ba school ho enti no o chok bosom
no so ne bosom
bosom so ko wi ayo bosom me sa ba ni papa de no ba no chok bosom yenu Kasia pa sa na
you don't mean it.
I mean it. No. What am I doing through?
Don't make tree.
Later no. Me I say, you who say weekends no. Akweta so a talk boss for a chiro. Sana na even say weekends dey be how people go clean be talk until na e feel say be asa bi kra na netie. Be na ne dey na ntisa o. O de ko na JHS bi ben ho. Or the cohort remember no akwai ni nyankoma no asan sesa no asan dia bisu
wow
what you say until later na ye hu ya ye boss senior house na salama ne no o ye say obetwu say obeja ade no like o de beko na wa ba school ana say ye be yiwadi ansa na o de den o de koi so you see yentimu makwan se obia meye de open school ho sa eba sai be break culture no now the issue of say language na minister no e can
policy no
minister and the deputy no I think say be miru no nyina no obia kan de ne minister no kan no ne no person kan no kan no me ne me kan no ne Honorable Haruna Idrisu ekai no de no person kan no kan no but afterthought ntia me feel say deputy no so be kan say
Dr. Clementa Park
yes obeka say for KG to class 3 yeah. But you see that I don't know ewo ho your friend on nalap no ho dada enti say na minister no kan ho asema enka o meka but no person o kire say say use language your mother tongue no and mother tongue no I believe say or person o kire say oko upper west na say bia o kira dia obetumi use dagati dem fan say upper west won na o kira dia o obetumi use dagati e de akire na me feel say one of the best because we've been teaching children using a medium that they can't even relate. What I say, share miniaba, manka sasi wincho. Enkra no benimade no dada oye education e che o se akra bia nu ho ne oye tabula rasa no che se enye nadwen no aye se ontimi nkasa hwini no aba betena school ho no o ti ase before obeba class no owo bibia wasua
okay
akra o de mame mfa nse akra ne maame eye seminar enye science akra ne maame yingo enye science no oye akra ne papa eye etwa abetwa enye science so se oba akra no ba school na se o science teacher now kire distillation na akra ne papa etwa abe wantimi an related to distillation na o kire na it means that you taught him in a medium that he can't even follow because se what did papa chi kwa abe so no how fermentation of ayin sanfufuo na or the ne papa no yi no how of fermenting in sanfufuo no ansa na wanoa na ma abeye apetesiro na se wo kire na se wanti ase a it tells you say wan kire no yi what you say language na or the kire akra no e ho mom ni problem wo meji atumi say ye Ghanaian languages no ye wo limitation ye say vocabs no words ni go ho no ma ye what the air battery ma adding but now is due to the fact say young practice young fa twi no enchira de and say young fa local languages no enchira de ntia vocabs na den are limited. So for instance akra ebia o kire separation of mistakes na o kan ebia say nkuto anane say nkuto di kan ja anane anamboa asi kire so eden enso di gu nsuo ma eden enane kamfa odi to bag ma eden enso enane who said the same who used to enane for dissolve who used to enane for melting who used to enane for sublimation enti what's a kamfa sublimate what's a sugar dissolving what's a shea butter melting the key language is limited enti who use one word to cover sa nyema miensa we nyina but say practice your child in our classroom na say me did you say definitely no kai benya whether you betim dey qualify sa three ayi nyina west nyina what you say anything no enya wrong say minister no be ka say nka yen use local language enya
wrong but you really say bia Accra ha Ashanti region there well one of the teachers no they won't finding difficult so me yes no because omo schools wo Ashanti region no and kwani baby one ya wo omo ho no twi no omo teni bibia enti classroom bia be ko bia school ekokoye no won say nyina local for nko ha so but oba baby to say Accra ha even say Accra na school e was a public school and as a private school you have Voltarians you were nordness you were Gans you were different tribes and I say language yi e wo classroom ho no enti no ya ko fa say you have a greater Accra enti yemfa ga
me ntwawa no they have made provision for saa niema we mu nyina problem no free Ghana education service me o ma me kwan Ghana education service anhwa nipa bebeka ho be tu me yi be nyina di I'm telling you say oba Accra ha say re de manfra ba options no ho ene no okọ classrooms na ye mankra no say bebe ye offense twi ene ga enti no wa opetwi no say time duru ho say ye Ghanaian language a ne ye ga ebe ko ga ne ye twi ebe ko twi okay now yemfa ba bi a te say bi upper west a enye manfra no okọ ho no ma Ghana education service team post will be from Accra to the north teacher ni no complain and about catch and say that is where your service is needed. Service ben nipa na ono chia Accra say e needed wo ayi ho no ma ho na wakọ no betim post you obi ekoto north akura bi asia enkra no ntebrofo beso abenti ayi offense teacher ni ne kasa teacher ni no so nte beso be kasa brofo no ote what you say meanwhile no say ukọ college na say u wie a na say u be wie mpa o fail forms now fail no languages a utimi ka no u state no form no so and then now boama behu babi say post to do koto meanwhile nipa no wie school a bebu bani guso again betimi san copy sponsorship from district nipa na ko district bi akwaje sponsorship say owie a kwa no opese okochira de again was name on languages a otimi eden otimi kan Ghana Education Service bebu bani agusa na ma we nyina so information we nyina so na ba na post na koto salaga kusiga na bedu obi from Savlugu aba to Accra nipa no complain na ba ka chen say that's where your service is needed ye teacher ni bia o che ya de obe no ntitwi o ka pra kwa le parako o ka kankrodo na che say what you say ntino like Ghana Education Service for no ye be nema basa ben na be contributive factor to sa niema we ya ye discuss no enya sa won enka egu ha si unim say ayi na nra the same minister sanke so person ye curriculum review enra that no sankan you curriculum na be review you know unim say basic school be ye ne say from KG ho to SHS1 unim say SHS1 per the new curriculum na ye no SHS1 e basic ho unim say per the new curriculum be ye say nka ye ntro BC
yeah
Sa manu nyina na be de hiem na ba yes card ni nyina no ayekwa.
O see a review na.
Anfa so bi ansna masunti yes na ba be another review. Woni say new curriculum you know. Science by offense and measurement afrim. Akra owie JHS a e bi obe na dwen so okwa kosua de pam. Why measurement afrim? The Accra owie score be kwa kosua e bi a Messi. Why measurement afrim? Mi wa ho na owie obekwa kwa e. And finally no, wouldn't say the same curriculum no anka, but now reproduction afrim. Science by reproduction afrim. And krana anka yi offense male and female reproductive system. Ya cheba ebetimi aboa ma akra no ahuni hu yie. Ena nkra yi benamfo ne chebe hawa e bi o menstruate wi a na say o menstruate a obefa so manage. Meanwhile no a topic on it own na share friends and science ma en ka be kire e man kura no hu be ho en ne ba yi afrim what you say entina problem na e wo education sector honum no hwe say minister no edne nan esifam
okay
before be babonten no on fifi mu yi ansena wa babonten abeka me dia me hu say ne obeka ne no an obeka deputy no na say just after thought ne be hu say oh but won say announce asem no hwe dan mu honum the way abesi budget no so it tells you say teachers abe ho nyina na say said na say director general ankasa ho na director general ankasa ho no be nyina abe budget no so hu say that is the way to go
ma Ivan so Ivan
I think education said yes kind very very important and policies that's for around it and also should be the same thing. This argument of saying Chiramkura in their local language has been a topic about apa. But we heard the conversation in Babia and I think because for some of these policy takeoff, you make sure say all the critical arrangement that has to be done, why and sign such a policy can you meeting I take place. For instance, said that mean you see say teacher ni or no anti ewe now we post to no de na call ewe so on kwachire ewe. It's not possible. So the question is have these critical arrangements on the ground so when you have them in place now I think that will help because it's good culturally appropriate to say baby or language ubetimi na waka because that also give you some certain sense of identity. Maybe a free bar and culturally, you'll be related. So I'm not sure say anybody who can downplay or be a yechen in the local language. But I think that the argument around it is overblown by a lot of people because sometimes you watch TV, you listen to radio, and the argument has always been, I didn't I think that argument is overblown because you see the relationship between language and mind development it's a completely different thing altogether because you see world into a particular area and whether you like it or not English and yet the most formal language around the world everything around the world is the most popular language of BAU so and I did a master's program in China I can tell you, so Okwa China, majority of the students want people to teach them to learn English. Yeah, because it has become some sort of a global language. So if you are unable to speak it, we are you'll be left out. And people say, so we are fortunate we had that particular language because of maybe a free, but even though the history is quite bad. Because you see, people are paying millions this time. Oko Italy and some other countries, people are paying much. Oko Germany, answer na obetimi akọ school a ye kire brofo mu no na wonni sika wuntumi afford that particular thing. So fortunately for us, we are lucky. And you see the relationship between language and your first development. Oko America, English and your more official language. Almost they inherited it just like us. Canada, English and your more original language. They inherited, but I don't stop almost from their development. What I say, I don't know adopting. How well can you use the Oko Hong Kong and Oko Asia? I think Hong Kong was an English colony. After Opium War, no, and I'm adopted yet until 1997. Your friends say Ansana, UK, Asia, no Oko Hong Kong predominantly they speak English in as a form. So more or less, you know, about language, what global transaction it happen. So let us not also in having this conversation, you know, people are trying to sidelines. Oh, English no cry abandon no. Now we have some sort of a colonial or imperial inheritance. As a young local language in China, there were universities in other places. I think that particular argument is very narrow, and you can see that particular line. Young Kasa, you will end up. Na ya tu ya mana na ya kwakutom. So for me, I think say it's good say at the basic level no you better making sure say all the necessary way be better man kra no and access to local languages. I better me guide you no mo so cultural identity no mo nsa beka say the osika there are certain things akra no kind of brofo na wo san chire mu ono ankasa ne kasa mu na wo relate here. I think say so at the basic level no it should not be blunt to say the whole thing should be taught in local language. No, there should be some sort of a mixture. Because across school are all baby are more formative years or more picky everything. Yes, and so one sidestep for something a language at that early stage. Say, Yamfa local and crash and Uduru Nimua, Yachana Brofua. Akrano one way so I think that we need to blend now. You're making sure say in focusing on this particular way, no, we don't lose sight on the official language now, whether you like it or not, whether we inherited it through a colonial way or whatever. No, it has become a global language, the most popular language, and whatever happened in America, Canada, anywhere. By the virtue of the fact that you can speak English, you can automatically hear. People are paying millions to understand, but they can't. What I say, so I think that. It's very, very important. Say, we don't blare the other side. Now a conversation may narrow. Now you're making sure, say, culturally we straighten some of these things. Quite recently, there is this thing that pop up about this. You say Obakene, Akwabane, and sometimes the underpinning conversations are so very nasty to the extent. Say, as a young person, so I think that some of these things, you know, we need to play them in context. Now you the motive, need the kind of intent, we are na it may drive what we want to achieve. Na me say totum sa keke na obi akeka bi sa na no the day no. Yes, the creating confusion when you know say the necessary platform na say the to ground. Na making sure say that implementation will go smoothly, no. I think say what be say on the local language, you know, some of the schools no crowd do say no much teacher for do say you produce o mo betime speak that particular language. What I say because okor most of the teachers now you're supposed to do now soundness. So exactly. So there should be a deliberate effort.
Madam Sakofi voter region.
Yes.
Why I want to me and catch you.
So who can say policy?
It's our policy. Madam Sakofi, better what
I think that we need to be very pragmatic. Who can say now? Who can say? Say yes, I know then locals, you know, you be making sure say you be man for school. Say they'll go back to their community and also teach the language and so forth. It's a multifaceted thing. It's not just narrow.
And public account committee the course so but answer no computer placement in first year student for na school. The last time I near fear can was say and kwani bebre akọ wo school sir. Who could do one or more school authorities need some what to pending. Almost some of the what to pending. Now ye kase see and say laboni no. E ho no mo shinti e bia. Omuntimi accommodate the number of students here. Computer placement e do ma ba ho. But emuye me wura mo kakra. It's as a form 3 for we school ekofie. And yes, I want more kwasa aba. Omo we school eko. Enti aka form 2 any form 1 for. Form 2 for the bin so ama kwan eko. Until say a 3rd year student or junior high school no. Ebe kwa kwatre BEC you know. Yeah, no be take care be say almost be more than 6 months to 1 year no. Student for be amembe ka ho. Enti mu we now space. Enti education minister honorable Edrusu said they were near brave person or reforms. Our educational sector no. Senior high schools no. So one way here headmasters no head mistress for no. Omo de best sound kwa omo de beji sika. Because say ya de me baba ho no mo no waka che me say what so pending. Akura ni nkofie wo be frɛ no. Anasa akura ni nkonko ye da. Na boarding na e wo so no e wo ne forms no so ye border no na ne say. Form 3 for we school kofie. 18 hostels ne your friend is a dormitories bebre wo ho. 18 Laboni senior high school headmistress. Ma ka first me ka second madam. Ade na wo ye no unless say who will reasonable explanation but me explanation papa bi ade beba. It's as a form 3 for kofie. Space wo ho. Se mo pese mo digigi sika so amon kan che parent ni ehu. Se mo digigi sika. Laboni senior high school headmistress mo se sika na mo digigi a mon kan kire headmistress ni ma me se me se sika ene wo digigi a won kan kire because ade na wo ye nti ase ni. Ivan enu a wo hwe the course of public accounts committee. Former deputy finance minister. Abna was asari. Yeah, it's on na public accounts committee chairperson. We need DVA boss.
I think that me and Mete have never been a fan of the so-called public accounts committee because I think I some sort of a drama committee more Ghana for over the years. Issues no bar. Become a Ghana for but subsequently no, you don't see anything of importance if you move back. Because what's in a public accounts committee now had near my own folding in as a forum sometimes Ottawa Wabamukurabu. But it's good so this time around. I think the initiative of President Mahama Diaba said some of these cases will be prosecuted, you know, including the Auditor General's report, you know. I think and the some of us has up but the drama that unfolded, you know, now it's funny. And I'm Ghana for say you see, you have been through a point that there is a reason why Ghana for ain't taking some politicians serious anymore. Because I heard the kind of banter and a course between this woman and their friend saying DVLA boss. Now the kind of question and as a former to me it appears some sort of a personal kind of as a be personal issue. And the way she was speaking, you know, so Nimna, you might think so, oh, this is Obia or you know mind who ye and somebody sitting before a committee there. Or so bisa those incisive critical questions or pushing the panel and so on. But when you flip the coin, now who the panel to bisa that question, and then you begin to ask yourself, this is the same person about 10 months ago. Now or your deputy finance minister ewa Ghana, can for a tower fugitive. And now we've done from my movie. Ninsem who not tana chrome her di na or na mami we netana hudi. So the questioner, the ordinary person will ask you, say, what credibility? If I know, all of a sudden you are behaving like as a New Year's Antoine that has come to town, or briefing with nationalism, ne patriotism. She is there to guide and protect the estate. But can no for it and some who ne my boy, bossy am boy, and ni my neck. What then I quite be mindful as a phone, you deputize that particular person. And see a neck, Obana be try hope so yeah, things different. The people will see you for who you are. And I think that these are some of the things that they be a general in Kase. So what baby now we are they are making sure say you do it right and leave a good legacy. And your China Obana say you can't say you say he who comes into equity must come with clean hands. Then you come with that clean hand. But this is somebody who history in us for a Kase you can't or can there is no way can ne whatever ever cost what this woman will not pop up in any way. That say oh na say ye hwede ye koso say sa nema we na course wa na ene what's an answer wo yes adema which means adwem papa wo team anka obetime the right thing because me committee not so papa politician team wo bra wo that is the thing and the question now what public na no anya we nkwa me hwe one public account committee or to bisa question kolebu for ba ye and or I say or tiantiam as if say like or you're very passionate about our mind and I'm say this woman one of the key architecture mo bo my way and say Ghana is serious country be a crank committee nka won't anymore okay what is special prosecutor you investigating na for so I think say adwem papa say wo ho betimi ni atena committee anim abisa very incisive questions push CEOs and other people questions ayente ase ye de ahoden and that kind of energy be bisa adentia wunya akwanya to yam for the same energy mfanya adwuma na mo ye de bedi nsemu na bo man no so I think that is where the credibility element in our politics and the shift among for answer that we
remember only say for resolution say one before bears it no o ma award contract with DVL honom edemakophobia o dey say number plate more than millions like millions aba yeah when be no system no na 2021 2025 or sesam enti ye nyusu enti obi contract na mo imported by
say it's business as usual I know who banter ni gidigidi afa na personal to as okay kan no
unya ba me da se bele obi ahwene fatana nim se wa hu obi ahwene fatana nim nti no de wadi ni bone no onu mom ni ye se ye den ye chi no enti no to send Ivan Kyei no kenofriata issue there say abama ya discuss bebre but menye sure say ni deputy no issue about enti ene no the oye because of say ye ni bibia eche say ono no wadi body oti ase enti ene ya ono che ho ma or interrogate obi oye clean me even crash we do obi court until say court be bua no for no nipa no ntim nka say waye boni me say no ne so enra no ade ba kwa na me ka say eno nso kire say ma appointment wahu ono nso confidence na say otimi nya confidence because ade na efa wow sector ho nti onye hwe ochi ase wonye boni bia ne wo ye bisa afri honom no so ye niema efri wa waso ye ho ne den eba efa woman ankasa no ne posture ene de ye betimi aka ho ase because oba ankasa sa wachi ase the way obi a ochu wanima bema on to say na obi papa na wo timi biwa no
ekasa me wa vertin ya bisa question ni bio no see you were surprised you were not expecting that question from o colleague MP
me ma hear video na ono so o can the same thing o can similar thing say ono so no expected that question no o ti ase but no ono ne de ne we nso ye o so obi de so ahu nti no o china bi no say obi aso ne on so call public account committee na new no one so you prepare
you don't sit there to be bullied when you can speak and also is another thing
you prepare because wunim nipa on no ekohia now so what prepare ye because o say o he DVL boss na I think say one question lady no bisa ya na ma we say no buy the security features are all can ho asem and no ko bisa say ebe contain say name ana o ti ase no ke say da bi be mfa edin emwo number plate but un say nyina so yahu bi me kra de ha ya kra ma hu A+ ono ne ka A+ ma hu noko 1 na nsan this last week what you say
customized
customized so ntino aniwasem so whenever you are going you also prepare say adena okwa akoka ho asem no unim ne wo ye den okwa akoka so that say koba no say nipa no
enu kwa say ubuli nipa no say be akwa wa prepare no but you know you demean and say u posture towards a nipa no as a frustrating no as a ubuli nipa no
say and make say eba na eno a ye be kan because lady no ekire eye no enkire ni bi what you say that is a social moral issue eno no ye betimi aka ho asem say e bi a enu kwan so kasa be ma ho sa na say nye be ma kra say oyonko ba na no nya sa banta na you know say ono so be keka bi a kire what you say because your ye no kame akwa ti say personal attack bi ana say owo personal interest bi wo personal interest bi wo case num what you say because only personal interest say na wo ka say be me ma contract bi wo ho no ansa na beja ho akwa uni personal interest you won't behave like that say Ghana ni na oche kuroketu anu mu no ene ne achi kurokese mu ayache ne taxes ede ama obi ene woni na ide woni na ahyianti wo no o represent sa Ghana ni no question an ko bi ne achi ebi a menkan say sunyane obebisa no ne wo ye de sa mandate na ma say bisa so you are asking menkan say because say woni ya ma sa kwanya no sa nipa na ko obebisa ye ma na kwanya o cha say enti no on take no too personal one was not said but me mom ne me ka che ya pontis ye say before obekọ no make sure say we no so what prepare ye woni ne okoka and sometimes no ye won sem bi ho a o kan enene ma ayi ema nipa no kwan mo no so ebisa o questions bi what you say because e bi ase wan koka say e bi security features na me nye sure say bi anko be bisa that further questions no
okay Madam Solutions Samfa, a member of NDC communication team and enua bema Ivan Innocent Mr. Ye pon when you remember be massage won sana ma why